Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, we'll be going over how to make money using support levels and also ascending triangles. One of the key things is we have to go through four main things. One, you have to put in a stop loss. Two, you have to know when to quit the trade. That is basically when we are buying, we have to quit right before a level of resistance or when the trend gets invalidated. So the second thing which I mentioned, which is a trend getting invalidated, what does that mean? So we are buying, that means we are going long. When we are buying, we want higher highs and higher lows. The second it makes a lower high or a lower low, we have to quit that trade because it doesn't make sense and that trend can get reversed. So the trend we want is an uptrend, which is higher highs and higher lows. And the second it reverses, making a lower high or lower low, which is a downtrend, we have to quit that trade. The third thing, we have to confirm that it is a support level. And the fourth thing, or part of the third thing, it has to be an ascending triangle, because those two are the things that we are focusing on. I have explained the story behind this in a previous video, two of them actually, one for the ascending triangle and one for resistance and support levels. I will link them down below. Do check that out before you watch this video, because you need to build a foundation first, because when you do have a strong foundation, that's when you can make money. So understand the story behind it. That's exactly what I have done in the previous video. Watch that, come back to this, and then we'll become a better trader. So let's go over this. You can see that we're looking at a ascending triangle because it's making higher lows into a place of resistance, which was explained, and you probably know this already. So how can I take a trade here? What I would do is I would long a asset here. So I'll just draw this now. What I can do is I can enter at the break of that resistance level, and once I do enter, the first thing I have to do is I have to set a stop loss. Where can I set my stop loss? Ideally, I would set that stop loss below the last level of the lower high that we set. So we can see at this point at 16.06, that's where we put in the lower high. What I can do is I can enter there. Sorry, I can put my stop loss there, so right below it. What I'll do is I'll just do this. I'll put my stop loss here. This is my stop loss. My stop loss will trigger at 15.49%. It is a big percentage here, 12% downside. That is big, but with trading on a longer term time frame, and also with trading with a very small amount of capital, let's say it's like $100, you have to make sure that you have proper risk management. So the stop loss is just the worst case scenario. So we entered there. What can we do next? We can let the trade run until it invalidates our trend. Our trend is uptrend, so it should be making higher highs and higher lows. If you look here, it's making a higher high. Sorry, it's making a higher high, it's making another higher high, and also it's making higher lows. The second it makes a lower high, that's when I'm out. So we can see that here it made a lower high right here, because this was our previous high and it broke that here. So we are getting out here. So I'll just draw that. It just stops here, but this is actually where we get out as well. So right here. So in this trade, what I would have done is I would have made 39%. And also at the same time, we have to make sure that we update our stop loss. So every time it makes a lower high, that's where I put in my new stop loss. So I have to make sure that it basically keeps up with the trend. I'll just take this off for now. Oh, I'll just leave that there. I'll just use this as an example. So my first higher low, sorry, my first stop loss was right here. What I would do is once we have entered the trade and it's making higher highs, so let's say we come up to here, I would update my stop loss below this higher high. So I would put it right here. That's my new stop loss, and then it made a new high. So I would once again update my stop loss, put it here, somewhere here. The reason we put in a new stop loss at a higher level is because if it does decide to go against our trend, which you can see here, we've already made our money, we're out of that trade. once it has invalidated our trend and put in a new lower high, that's when we get out. That's because it invalidates our trend. It's as simple as that. I'm just repeating myself, but it is as simple as that. It's invalidated our trend, it made a lower high, so get out, take your money, just be happy with it. Okay, so how to make money off a support level. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna explain this using the same chart that we use to explain our basic fundamentals. So let's just go over this. We can see that the green area is an area of support and the red area is an area of resistance. Simple as that. Why? It got invalidated 3 times, and then this area, this was a resistance before, now it turned into support. So if you have watched the previous video, you would have got this. That's why I did recommend that. Let's just go over this. So what I would do is I would enter at this support level. So I would I can clearly see that it's basically trading in this range. So at this support level, I wouldn't enter right at the smack dab level of support. I would make sure that it provides some sort of proof that it is bouncing back. So once I do have that proof, I would say somewhere around here or even here. Let's say you want the best price, you enter here. It is a bit risky if you did enter there, but let's say you did. What I would recommend is I wouldn't take my profit right at this resistance level. That would be stupid because people would basically sell before that. Our job is to be safe. So what I would do is I would put in my take profit somewhere before that level of resistance and also the stop loss. So we can clearly see that this is below our level of support. What I would initially do is I would put it below this because that is where we put in our last lower low. And then once we trade, I would update my stop loss and I would trade with a position size which is only risking a very small dollar amount of my portfolio. So let's say I'm trading with $1,000. My maximum stop loss would be $10. That's it, because you have to be smart with it. So let's just take this level here. We can clearly see that it's basically bounced back, and once we have entered the trade, what I would do is I would put in a new stop loss. So we can see that made a higher high and a higher low. I would put my stop loss somewhere around here because we have made a higher low. Our first low was here, we've made a higher low, and that's where we can basically quit our trade, because if it does make a lower low compared to this point, it would invalidate our trend and we would basically be taking a loss. So be safe, take your profits, and also update your stop losses. And let's just go to another example. We can clearly see the green line is a support line. It has to be an area. I've just drawn a line for now. So we can clearly see that support has been tested multiple times here. So 1, 2, 3, and then here again. I can clearly see that it has made a lower low, and then on the next one, on that exact support level, it's made a higher low, which is good because we want higher lows and higher highs in an uptrend. So I can see that it's made a higher low right on that support level. What I would do is let's just draw that here. I wouldn't enter right on that support level. I do need some proof, so I'll just make sure and just put in my entry somewhere around here, and then I would put my stop loss. I wouldn't put it down here because if I do put it down here, it would basically not make sense because my stop loss would be massive. So I would put my stop loss somewhere below this level and also take my profit right before I hit that resistance level. So we can see that the resistance is somewhere up here. I wouldn't wait until I hit that point, but I would take my profit right before that level. So what I would do is I would quit my trade here, take my profit and leave. So that is a good trade. It has a risk reward ratio of 4.06, which is actually good because that means for every dollar I invested, I can make $4 back. That's as simple as that. So yeah, that's how I would approach support levels and also create a ascending triangle. That's as simple as that. First off, I would wait for my confirmation. When it comes to support levels, one, I would wait for confirmation. Two, I would put my stop loss below the level of the support level, not exactly there, but just below it. And also, I would basically quit my trade on the second it invalidates the trend or a level beneath the level of resistance. That's how I would make my money. So yeah, that's about it. So like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.